fueling up the vehicle and my tummy before I head to the volcano. I even got some extra protein to go so I can load up before the hike. Closer. I stopped at this viewpoint to show you the peak that I'm going to be climbing. That's Izalco over there. So enjoy this view and get ready for some adventure. Yes, that's right. That's the mountain that I'm going to climb, the one that I showed you. So enjoy these views and ride along with me. I've not even reached the trailhead, and it looks so beautiful. Finally reached the checkpoint. Gotta pay, of course. Gotta pay, obviously, but once you pay, you're all set for the day. Look at these views. Aren't these fabulous? Look at these fantastic views. The mountain behind me is called Santa Ana Volcano. I'm going to go to the top of that. I've been told that there's some amazing views and geological formations, so we'll see what I can find. There's a beautiful map of this country at the base of the volcano. You can see a summary of all the big volcanoes in the area. So I'm going to take a picture of this and use it for reference later on. There is a beautiful garden for me to wait in while the gates to the volcano are opened. This is a very, very protected and controlled area. You can see these beautiful yellow flowers and the mountain that I'm headed to the top of right now. I've come fully prepared for this hike, and the climb starts now, in all seriousness. I was just told that this is poison ivy. It's called hot bread or hot tree in this place. So I hope I don't touch any of these, but I gotta be very, very careful. That is the trail ahead of me. Yep, it starts right off the bat. Yep, I'm already at the point where you can't hear much human activity. So it's just me and the trees on a rough trail. The trail goes up and up and up, but I was surprised to know that there are other people on other group tours too. So let's hope that we can still see pristine views of the place. You can see that the vegetation is very lush and the slope has eased up just a little bit for now, but still got a long ways to go. For now, it's manageable and very verdant. No views yet, but let's see what comes up in the future. That's it. That's me in the lap of nature. There's some information on the flora and fauna of this place, and I'm continuing to go further up through the same vegetation described therein. You can see the top of the mountain up there, the trail ahead of me, and maybe even hear some bees. But let's keep going. I paused for a second to show you these beautiful yellow flowers with purple flowers punctuating the views. Here are the yellow flowers, the purple flowers, and I'm gonna go up that way soon. The trail has gotten a little steeper and a little rockier and more crowded, but we'll just keep going. I have now reached a little stopping point. You can see other hikers. I'm now gonna go up the tower and check out the views therefrom. I'm gonna go up pretty soon. Yep, making my way up. Look at these views. You can see that volcano from there, Izalco, and Santa Ana behind me. The goal is to go to where those people are, so we'll see how that works out. That in the middle of your screen is Coatepeque Lake. Yeah, beautiful views. I need to go up there. Hopefully I can make it. We'll see. I made it successfully down from the top of that lookout, and I'm now ready for the continuation of my adventure. All that glitters is not gold. For sure, that's the case here. You look at these beautiful flowers and you think, oh, they look so pretty, but this is actually poison ivy. So I'm just gonna stay as far from these as possible and show you what these look like while catching my breather. I'm doing my best to stay away from those plants while making my way up the trail. And the vegetation is now a little thicker, and the trail continues to go up at a fairly moderate pace. I'm just going to keep going further at a steady clip amongst these beautiful patches of vegetation. Not much change in the scenery, it just keeps going up and up. I'm getting a very nice welcome to the changing portion of the trail where the foliage changes from tropical to more high elevation tropical plants. You can see the sign that states the same. These flowers are called huasillo. Beautiful yellow flowers shining against the blue sun. You can now start to see some agave plants right over there. These are the plants that they use to make tequila, mezcal, and a whole slew of other medicinal plants, or medicines rather. That is Cerro Verde in the distance. You can see the trail ahead in front of me. I'm gonna keep going. There are some very nice lookout points like these en route to the top.
No.
Just a little vista point through the clearings. I'm gonna play tourist and do my obligatory cell phone coverage of the area before continuing up the trail right ahead of me. The trail is now getting a little more interesting with the vegetation change more clearly visible and trail is a little rockier, so I gotta pay closer attention to the bottom and the sides to watch out for poison ivy. Continuing further along, enjoying the views and playing peekaboo with the sunshine, which is kind of pleasant in these cold temperatures, but can bite at this elevation. The views are now getting clearer and clearer as I climb higher and higher above the surrounding areas and keep going on the trail. And it's also getting a little breezier, which in all honesty is not a good thing because they do cancel the hike if it gets too windy. These flowers are very pretty, but of course with every beauty comes a risk. You can hear that sound of bees humming very vigorously, and you got to watch out for those. Came from there, standing here, and poised to go further on the trail to enjoy some more views. I was just told that the mountains behind me are Mount Bocaran and the mountains around San Salvador City. I'm now poised to continue my way up. Ooh, the trail's now getting a little tricky. A little tricky. Look at that. Yeah. Wow. This is a plant full of blueberries. I'm gonna pluck a few and pop them in my mouth. I plucked a few of these. I'm gonna pluck a couple more. I'm gonna pop them in my mouth. All right, let's pop the blueberries and see what they taste like. Sweet and organic. Perfect. After some climbing, I'm now at a point where I can see the top and a vista point. Let's see what the views look like from there. Of course, that thing in the center of your screen in the sky gets the best views. The viewpoint is taped off, but you can get the same views from here. I'm now preparing myself to go for the third and last stretch to the top, which is still quite far away. Even if you forget to bring snacks, no problem, because you've got some blueberry plants here. They're organic, fresh, and very, very nutritious. However, you must make sure you always bring something that hydrates you, because even though it's not very, very cold or very hot, it's very easy to get dehydrated. So you can enjoy the views, but it can get pretty dangerous if you don't hydrate yourself, because this can get pretty strenuous. All right, I'm going to keep going up. Hopefully I can get some solitude for some time. And some more views. That's where the rest stop was. That's the trail I came on. And I'm pausing for a quick second to show you the views and the trail that I need to go further on. It's over there at your center of your screen over there. You can now see the summit and people on top of the summit. So this is the view that I'm enjoying right now. You can see the volcanoes in El Salvador. You can see Verde Mountain, and you can see the other EXHILARATIng volcano, or whatever that is. The paint marks here punctuate the trail all the way to the top. Behind me, you can see EXHILARATIng volcano, the town of EXHILARATIng, and the city of Santa Ana in the distance, with the Pacific Ocean visible all the way in the distance. There's a huge group of tourists coming here, so I'm just gonna wait and give them a chance to pass. The trail continues to wind and switch back up as I keep going up. Tourists from all over the world continue to pour in to visit this beautiful place. You can see the top, and the views are worth it. In case you're wondering about the safety of this trail, don't worry. You've got amazing people guarding and looking out for you while you enjoy these views. I'm not a big fan of traffic jams on mountain trails like these, but it's inevitable nowadays. Not good. This is exactly what I escaped the city for, and we just see more and more of these. The good thing is it's on foot and not in cars, for now at least. For now, I can enjoy the views and keep talking and using my phone while hiking. Yes, you got these on the trails, but you can still enjoy the views and have fun. It's not like America where this is, sir, no going over there, no, not doing that. It's not like that here. They're watching, but they're not unfriendly like those in the United States. The trail's getting more and more interesting now, with the summit calling closer and closer. Talk about hiking with a view. This is it. This is it. All right, looking forward to getting to the top of that and seeing what the views offer. I mean, it's already good right now. You can see how far I've come. You can see the views behind me. You can see the volcano and the lake, Guatemala now beginning to get visible. And I'm not too far from the top. You can see the top over there. And I only have a few hundred more yards to go, so I can't wait to see the views from the top. You can now see the trail getting more colorful due to all the minerals in the mountain. And these rock formations are getting pretty interesting too, with these distracting views. The views are getting better now with the lake and the summit seen in the middle of your screen right now. I am now on the colorful but steep portion of the trail, and I'm going to keep continuing my way up. I'm now on the bowl of the top of the volcano. You can see the trail in the top ahead of me, and these are the views. The altitude kind of gets you if you're from a lower elevation, but it's not really that far. You just got to pace yourself and keep going, like I am right now. I can't wait to see what these people are photographing and videographing. It is windy, so.
And why?
Okay, I just got to the top and I saw why it's fenced off. That's the way I came from, over there. Now I know what this fuss is all about. Look at that view of the crater. Look at this view of the lake. Isn't she gorgeous? It is possible to use drones here, but you got to get government permission months in advance and pay a lot of money. I'm going to use this opportunity to capture the view of the other side of the lake. to show you this view. Look at these views. The lake Coatepeque, El Salvador in the distance. We've got Izalco, Monteverde. On the other side, it's very windy. For some people it's a visual feast, and for some creatures it's an actual feast. You can see the views from the top, and this is what it looks like. They only let you stay here for 20 minutes, so I'm going to make the most of this and watch as the others do their photo ops and get their pictures and videos. This is probably the best view of the lake that I can get. It's very colorful. This is the lake, the crater of Santa Ana Volcano. I am now at the point where the lake and the other side of the lake are both visible. So that's Coatepeque in the distance, that's El Salvador, and the rest is very familiar.
Here it's easy.
Yeah. You can see Coatepeque Lake behind me. You can see the bridge. And the crater of the volcano can be clearly seen now. That is Izalco. Take one last look at that before I head back down. Izalco. Okay, it's time to go back down the trail. The views were absolutely fantastic, so let's take one last look of this place before we get back down. That was the top from where you could see both the lakes, and now I'm headed back down the trail after some beautiful views. I'm above the clouds and the volcanoes and the lake. You can now see Izalco volcano right underneath the clouds, and I'm saying my final goodbye to San Salvador and the Coatepeque Lake from here before continuing down on that trail. Back to the colorful rocks and the scenic portion of the trail, this time with the lake ahead of me for some nice distraction and encouragement as I go back down. The descent is actually trickier than the ascent because it's easier to fall down with gravity in front of you, but I try not to be distracted and keep my progress going downwards. I'm no geologist, but from what I learned, these are caused by the differences in temperatures after the latest eruption. So these colors are basically because of oxides and other minerals deposited by the lava that fell from the top of the mountain, which we saw in the form of the lake and the crater. I'm now continuing to walk and enjoy these colors on my way down while taking peeks at the views of the volcanoes around me. came from there, and now we're slowly getting back to the point where the vegetation turns more tropical. That's the volcano and the plumes that you can see from the top of it. You can see the plumes coming from the top of Izalco. That's immediately in front of me, but you can see the trail going down. So I've got some ways to go before I reach back to the same point with the second viewpoint that we saw on the way back up. You can see the volcano, and the sun's angle looks a bit different now. Continuing my way further down on these slippery but steady sloping trails back to vegetation again. The vegetation, the trail ahead that I need to descend down from, and the volcano, which is now getting shorter and shorter. The shade is now very helpful as I continue to descend down the path. That is an optical illusion, I promise you. The volcano is not spouting, it's just that the cloud happens to be right at the mouth of it. So it looks like it's spouting, but it's not. Having enjoyed the last part of the volcano viewpoint, I'm now back in the lower portions where the tropical vegetation lines the trees, and you can see that there is shade and sun, and the vegetation just keeps getting more and more and more dense. The shade right now feels so good as I walk through greenery and savor my memories of the barren but scenic crater top. Yep, into the shade, the forest. I caught up with another group that's descending downwards, and now you can see I'm in the shade just when I need it the most. Okay, back to the first lookout tower. You remember the views from there, don't you? That's the trail that I came down on, and I'm taking a quick shade break. This is the tower that we climbed. Over here, they let people go on top of towers when it's safe. Unlike in the United States, where they have no trespassing signs and a huge fence with signs saying, "You're gonna be put in jail if you go up this place. Only authorized people." America is pretty useless when it comes to giving us facilities like these. Okay, so I'm now on my downward descent back through the trees, having paused for a little bit underneath the shade of the tower, which wasn't really necessary because it's still pretty cool and the trail's pretty well shaded now, thanks to all of this tropical vegetation. Getting down is always so much easier when it's not slipping and when the trail is reasonably firm. Enjoying the passage through the tunnel of trees onto the greener portions of the trail ahead of me. I'm pretty close to the bottom right now. Beautiful tropical vegetation everywhere. Quite different than what I'm used to seeing in the desert. Well, it didn't take really long for me to get back to the village. As you can see, the towers and the balconies of the cabins. So, pristine landscapes behind me. Time for humanity again. All right, back to the administrative office. And we've got a little more ways to go before we reach the bottom. Here's a nice map of El Salvador. We're somewhere over there, just around the town of Santa Ana, right there. Shade breaks and hydration. These are absolute essentials on this trail and on trails similar to these. After some relaxation and making some new friends, it's time for me to go back down and continue my hike onto the trailhead. This is just beautiful. I wish I didn't have to leave, but back through the trees in the lap of Mother Nature. And this is the final stretch of trail. You can see the trailhead at the center of my screen. All in all, this was a fantastic experience. Beautiful change of scenery, beautiful terrain, and nice workout. Looking back at the flowers, the trail, and the top of the mountain, leaving this place beautiful memories. Getting back down onto the highway. Lots of coffee plantations because of the fertile volcanic soil. Cow! Holy cow! There's a cow eating its food, and I'm gonna go and refuel in that shop over there. They've got different kinds of fruit wines to pick from. I'm gonna have to make a decision quickly and buy one of these. Wow. Getting some samples here is a really nice experience of wines of all these different flavors. Enjoying this while I can, because we don't do such things back in the United States. Oh look, I'm in India. Just stopping at a viewpoint on the side of the road to show you the views at the other side of the volcano, the side that was not visible. The volcano that I just climbed today. Having climbed the top of that volcano over there, I am now at a place where I can get good views of the lake and refuel myself. I hope you enjoyed this video of my hike to Santa Ana Volcano. It's definitely worth it if you're in the El Salvador area. Thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, and would like to see more like these, then please feel free to navigate to my page, find the subscribe button in the top right corner, and click on it. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.